Join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Can I have a roll call?
Sure. John?
Here. Here.
Russ? Here?
Here.
Brian?
Here.
Jim?
Here.
We're just missing Jeff tonight.
Thank you. I need a motion to approve the agenda for this evening.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll second.
John, aye.
Ben, aye. Brian, aye. Jim, aye.
Here. Next up, we'll open up the citizen comment for anything that's on the agenda tonight that anybody wants to talk to anybody on to the council about tonight. Anybody online, Marcy?
Nope.
Okay. Go ahead and close the citizen comment at this time. Need a motion to approve the consent agenda if there are no questions about the items on there.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll second.
John, aye.
Ben, aye. Brian, aye. Jim, aye.
Motion carries. Next up, we've got Parks and Recreation monthly report. Stacy.
Yeah, so we'll start with what we were just talking about before. We did get the call today. Dean got the call today. To colors for the pavilion. So we're kind of working on that with architect's gonna bring in some things to drawings for us to get a better idea for it. So working on picking out those colors. Other than that, it's moving along. I think the footings are done. So it's kind of gonna stand still for the next little while until they can keep going. At least that's what I understand.
Until about spring is what they're anticipating right now. Anticipating change in weather and
Pieces they can
like
do.
March.
Moved fast. When did that go?
I wasn't sure they were gonna get the footings in.
Yeah.
Quite surprised.
And then kind of changing subject, for at the work session, we talked about the lighting that I was getting for the back court. I tentatively have, they're in tentatively next Tuesday is when they're gonna come in. I need to confirm that, and then get the gym cleared so that we can actually get them in to install, which means moving some pickleballers basically. But hopefully after Tuesday, that will be done in a huge improvement, for that back court. And then the rest of the flooring, I have a meeting with Commercial Flooring on Thursday. So I should have a better answer for how we're gonna move forward with the rest of the tiling around the courts, at that time. So work in progress.
Good.
So, and I was kind of talking to John before we started, but we did have that open house on Saturday. It went well. It was busy with the basketball tournament. But it was really cool to see some new faces, old faces. It was kind of cool to talk to the individuals that came and still like, oh, I didn't realize, like, I feel like when people come, they kind of have the niche, right? Like you come and you're going to walk, and you come and you're going to use the weight room. You come, and not knowing about the golf sim, or not knowing about that we have workout classes on the TV called Sweat on Demand, that they can come in the fitness room anytime and do a workout by themselves. We have fitness classes. So not knowing we have some of those offerings, it's cool to kind of be able to share those with the people that came. So it wasn't like a overwhelming amount of people, but there was people that came, and it was, to me, well worth it. So
Yeah, great idea for getting that information out there.
yeah. So
Like I said,
I think now we have did a lot of the legwork that we'll be able to easily do open houses in the future, and kind of have less time that goes into them. Yes.
Question on gym reservations. When you open those up, do we open them a quarter at a time, or do you open them for the whole year, like 2027, and then?
So gym reservations for like court rental for tournaments, you're talking? Yeah, so open them January 3rd and following year. So
For the year.
For 2027, correct. But keep in mind, that's just tournaments. That's just
Okay.
you renting for a basketball tournament, or you renting for a volleyball tournament. We special events like outside of that, like birthday parties, that kind of stuff. Usually they don't look to do it that far ahead. It's just the fairest way we've been able to do it for the courts, to make it fair for the tournament hosts, people that want to host
That
tournaments.
is it, first come, first serve for
Correct.
tournament hosts, and whoever contacts you, and
Correct.
okay. All right.
Yep. There are some asterisks on that, but yes. think Iowa Games had asked that they're kind of just a staple that they kind of get before.
Their preferred status when they have their games.
Correct.
Yeah. We want to do that.
Yeah, exactly. So, but yeah.
Else for Stacy? All right, thanks, Stacy. Next up, we've got the police report.
Yeah, so I threw a lot of information at you guys.
Yes.
For this meeting. So just take a look at it. If you guys have any questions after this, please feel free to call me. I'll try to answer it the best I can. So with some of the reports, you probably have a question, I guess, about the difference between calls for service and incident reports. So like the calls for service is generated by either dispatch or by officers. And that's just a standard event is what a calls for service event number is. And then as for the IR, that's just further documentation that warrants either charges or noting information, something that's pertinent information that may lead to building a case or having more, charges come down the road. That would be the difference between, an incident report versus just self-initiating an event number. So we do a lot of extra attentions and we do, extra patrols in certain areas for certain things. That would be an event unless it stemmed from an event that is pertinent more information, like I said, could lead to charges. So that's how that works.
So Mike, just to clarify that, so like if somebody said, can you check my house door or something?
Yeah, so that's a
and you
business check. Yeah.
You go by, that doesn't generate a follow-on action, but
That would just be an incident report, or I'm sorry, that would just be
a
just
case.
calls for service, just an event number.
Okay.
Yeah, but if somebody had an assault or harassment, that would generate an incident report. And then what we call SR supplemental reports, that's just back reports that follow up with the incident report. We have any more pertinent information. Yeah. And as for if you look at the apartment logs, I mean, you guys will go into that and you can see that there was quite a few extra attentions on that. And that was either requested by people or the business itself. Like, for example, there was at Peterson Drive apartments over there was a lot of noise complaints. So the people would ask us to do extra attention up there to make sure, people stay quiet up in that area. If we hear anything, we could then generate a call or event to pursue a noise complaint in that area. That's just an example how that works for extra attentions. It's just having an issue in a specific area where, law enforcement is providing just the attention, to prevent issues from happening is another thing.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
Wonderful.
So, yep, I threw a lot of reports at you. I know it's a lot to go through, and some of you guys probably just seen it for the first time. If you guys have any questions on it, please reach out. Like I said, the December reports are there, and then there's the yearly statistics, through the cities, and then the apartment logs.
Mike, I'll tell you the one data point that still just kind of surprises me a little bit. I try to understand is look at year-end stats and we're compared to some of the other towns that are bigger than us. We have substantially more service calls.
Yeah.
Can you just talk to the philosophy of what you're doing?
So
I think we're giving us higher level of service.
Yeah, so it ultimately comes down to the officers providing the service out there, event numbers is what it comes to. Our officers are active out there. I'm not saying any other towns are not active.
Right.
We're just a very proactive police department. We do traffic stops, that we generated more traffic stops than other cities provided. We just, we tend to give more amenities to people, as in vehicle inspections. We do fingerprinting, we do notaries, we do all kinds of different things that maybe some other departments just don't do a lot of that, but we provide it here. And we get quite a few people out of, the city of Dubuque that come for inspections. I think, on average, 450 to 500 vehicle inspections a year that we do. And we generate funds for that also. But, while we're here, my philosophy is we're here working anyway. We might as well provide amenities to people like fingerprints and vehicle inspections. They don't take that long to do that kind of stuff. So that's why we would have a little higher. We also do business checks. We do quite a few of them. We have quite a few snowbirds in the area that go out of town, and we check them daily and just to keep an eye on the place for them. So that all counts as a event.
Okay.
We're fully staffed too. I mean, we're 24/7, right?
Close.
Okay. With some of these.
I would say, I'd like to say yes, but there are certain incidents where we can't be, but yes.
In some of these
we are.
other towns, they aren't
That's correct.
24.
Yeah. Yeah. And then the other, to note here, if you guys are good with those for now, I did put the radar speeds, down. I thought maybe that would be something you guys wanted to see, but everything's looking pretty good. You only on a drive with that opening, we're still looking good at that 24.6 for the average. Obviously that's just the average, so the good numbers for the speed signs in town. All the other numbers are looking somewhat decent in the areas where they're at.
Any other questions for the chief?
All right, now the fun part, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'd like to talk to you a little bit about the hiring recommendation. I sent you guys a letter. It's my recommendation to hire Toby Hemming. He comes from the Dubuque County Sheriff's Office as a deputy. He worked in the jail for 3 years. He's a 3-year veteran. And we want to hire him. And tonight is the what I can give you guys a blessing to hire him, and we'll bring him up to do the oath of the Constitution and put him on board.
We take a motion. How do we do that?
Do we need, take a motion to accept your
You can as
recommendation?
you want.
I'll make a motion to accept Chief's recommendation for the hiring.
I'll second.
John, I.
Ben, I.
Brian, I.
Jim, I.
All right. That being said, Toby, you want to come up? Now the fun part, right? Yes. All right. Raise your right arm.
I, Toby Hemming, do solemnly swear to support the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of the State of Iowa, and that I faithfully and impartially, to the best of my ability, discharge all the duties of a Peosta police officer as now or hereafter required by law.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Oh, right order. We can do this later too, if you want to do this now.
Okay.
All right now.
Yep. Okay.
Perfect.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Toby.
Peosta.
You, all right. You want to stay here? Pop up. Do you guys have anything else for me? I was just gonna talk to him.
Nope, that's fine.
Okay, thank you.
Great, thank you. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
He's a big crowd. Followers. Big followers.
Let him stay.
Put it to the end.
Knows how to clear a room. All right, next up, we got Public Works. Dean, you're on.
Sure. I just want to start off by saying that our grinding company for the trees up at the compost site, up at the dump site, did show up today. Actually accumulated quite a bit of grinding. It's actually probably twice as much as last year. It was hard to determine that and tell that just by looking at what was compacted into that bin that tight. But I would say almost double as much as what last year's pile ended up being. So yeah, seemed to be a great amenity. Is it being abused? Hard to say. I mean, we did have some, additional storms this summer with some excessive rain and wind and stuff, such that took place that, could have accumulated that pile a lot more than, other years. But along with that, with the maturity of the town and, more growth on the tree, pretty common. So, yeah. Other than that, just want to make mention, Marcy and I, it was kind of coincidental after our work session last week. One of the salesmen for our truck setups for the boxes and salters actually stopped in on Thursday, drop off some calendars and just see how things were going. Small chit chat. But anyway, he informed me, I told him that there was a possibility that we were looking into possible addition of a truck in this next coming fiscal year. With that being said, he said, well, let me know as soon as possible, because he said, we're already booking out into 27. So he said at earliest right now, if you were to commit to a truck, it would probably be June, July of 27. That's if we commit to something with it. So that That being said, we're looking into 28 fiscal.
Push it to the next.
28.
For the setup of the truck. I mean, the purchase of the truck can be had, but as far as the box, the salter, the blade, all that stuff, would be looking into the fiscal of 28. So just something to keep in mind, and just something to keep in mind for future too, as far as additional trucks needed.
You'd still have a dump truck, you just wouldn't have the spreader and all the stuff on it.
Yeah, but it would be cab chassis is all it would be. So
Oh, no dump.
no doubt.
Okay.
Box. No.
But then we could break up,
We could break it up though.
like,
Correct.
Two fiscals. here.
Correct.
yeah, so it's not like one big bite, it's kind of
Not
small.
a bad thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so
Not necessarily,
next
no.
budget meeting, I will have that separated out,
Okay.
just the truck for FY 27 with
Okay.
knowing that there's a commitment for X amount in FY 28.
That makes sense.
That helps.
I had a chance to talk to Dean about that, so we.
Yep. Just food for thought, something to keep in mind. Like I say, it was kind of coincidental. We just had the conversation at the work session on Wednesday.
Next day, boom.
And next day he stops in just to chit chat a little bit and.
Fucking you.
What's that?
You have a bug on you. Fun. Right.
I need to go to Peosta tomorrow.
From an auditing standpoint, how far in advance of being able to set up the truck would you actually want to own it? Like, are we talking about a late fiscal year purchase and then early fiscal year next setting it up, or can you use it for other things?
We cannot use it because with that setup, what I'm talking with the additions would be the box, would be the salter, and all that setup.
Seems like we could buy Q4 fiscal year and then set it up Q1.
Yeah.
Ideally.
And that's basically what Ben was asking. Basically, the truck itself would pertain to the cabin chassis,
Okay.
which would be basically useless for us at that,
Right.
with that purchase alone.
There may be a little bit of lead time on actually getting the truck.
Yeah.
So.
And
I
yeah,
would-
along with that too, there is a possibility of some emission changes coming up here. I don't know, John, if you are informed of that kind of stuff with insurance or not, but there's possibly some emission changes that are going to take place here in the next couple of months too. I don't know what that's going. Yep, I don't know what that's going to do.
California's a big deal, but yeah.
Yeah, no, they're considering. I think a lesson.
Yeah, I was gonna say, lessening.
I don't think I heard through work. I think I did hear.
So I think that's gonna probably drive up, this is just my theory, probably gonna drive up the demand for the new trucks with the lesser emissions. So that being said too, that could prolong, the cab chassis part of it. So hopefully it's not too big of an effect, but just kind of something.
It'd be nice if we could order the truck
move forward.
early, but then take possession and purchase of it on the timing that we want it, get in the queue for.
Yeah, I don't know how they would be about, I'm assuming if they have, that the truck available, if we're in an order,
They want
if we're on an order bid, they're probably gonna want to shell it
I'm
out.
assuming that if we're in mid 2027, we don't get to choose.
That would be my assumption. I can also check in with, the trucking companies and see where things are at on that, but I'd also like to see ones where they're at, with this emission changes as well. So, yeah, because I think that'd be a huge benefit to get some of that stuff removed.
For sure.
Other than that, getting some pretty good responses on some meter changes. I was kind of stepping into that again here, being we had a little relief from the snow, from the weather. So jumping into that again, getting some pretty good responses on the doors that I am tagging. I mean, there are a select few that, tagging doors, not getting no response back, but for the most part, doing pretty good on that. Say a little over 100 meters to change out yet this year, and hoping to get that completed by springtime. So, yeah. Other than that, I guess any questions on anything that was provided on the report?
We shared a lot on Wednesday last week about
Thank
the
you.
fun you've been having around.
Yeah, absolutely.
The only thing I did notice, there's two lights south of the Highway 20.
Yep.
I don't know if they're ours or not.
State responsibility, and I did reach out to the state.
Strobe light.
I just have been notified of
I
that.
noticed it. I didn't know if they're ours or not.
Yeah, I noticed it yesterday morning. It kind of caught me off guard this morning coming in. I seen the flashing lights. I'm like, oh crap. So I pulled over, and then it dawned on me. It was just the.
I had to take my turn to work off of that. I thought,
Yeah, I wasn't waiting for it. We're not this guy. It's almost like a blue flashing light. I'm like, oh crap. So, yeah, false alarm. Yeah, the state is notified about it.
Okay. All right, anything else for Dean? Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Next up, we've got fire with Chief Richard here to give us a quarterly report. We have.
I've been taking some notes as we were talking, Dean, your emissions thing. We just received our new chassis for the Peosta pumper. And we were scheduled to get the 27 EPA engine. I don't know if somebody didn't order what they were supposed to order or whatever, but we ended up getting 26 EPA engine, saved us $72,000.
Interesting. Holy cow.
So we can spend it somewhere else.
Pretty significant.
Put that in the bank.
That's what you're supposed to think about.
That was just on the cab chassis, 700,000.
Yeah, yeah, it's a custom cab, crew cast. That was just EPA engine. Like a 500 horse engine.
Right.
But just going from 27 to 26 emissions saved $72,000. So.
Hey, you've done enough, Mike. Thank you. You got Dean thinking over there.
Well, but you guys don't pay for that. But you do.
We care, yeah.
So, and I apologize, this doesn't have everything on it at one. They're changing our NIFRS, which is our reporting software to the feds and the state. And we did not get everything done until like the day before I started pulling stuff out. So it's not quite as thorough as last year, but I think we get the gist of the thing. Peosta is roughly 68% of our EMS calls. And that's not on the paper, but if you would go down and add them all up, there's 126 EMS calls in 25, and Peosta at 85 is roughly 68% of those.
So when you say Peosta, is that inside the city?
That's the
Peosta?
limits, yep. Now, we include Highway 20 where the limits are too.
It's inside the city limits.
So the vehicle accidents on Cox Springs, those are considered, for as far as we're concerned, in the town.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Okay. And then overall, on everything, Peosta is like 53% of our calls. We had 261 calls last year. And just so you know, the numbers here won't add up to that because there's a few things that are on here, like when we do go to the school and stuff like that. We get a CAD number, going back to Mike's CAD numbers. We get a CAD number because all that goes towards our NIFRS report to the feds, which is also ISO, which all together makes up the ISO rating that we get. And as far as the ISO, your water system makes up one heck of a difference there. So keep up the good work.
ISO is an insurance rating.
Yeah.
This obviously, Mike, doesn't include like the scheduled grass fires, like the burn offs that we called you for.
We get a CAD number on that, and that's why if you add these up, it doesn't come up to the 261, because I didn't include those. Those are grass fires, but we still get a CAD number for them. So we still can get a report on them and that type of thing. And we report to the feds on it. So they don't care whether it's lit by us or lit by somebody else. It's still a grass fire. We had a few mutual aids. There was 8 mutual aids. 6 of those were in the month of January last year, and 4 of those were to Asbury for grass fires in January when it was so dry. Our January was very busy. We had 26 calls in a 31-day month. So, and that wasn't one a day. So it was the days where there was 3 or 4. So we're only about 1.5% to 2% more than last year. Last year we were 257 calls, which we're okay with that.
That's interesting.
I think it's going to go up. Those numbers are going to go up as the town grows. I did add a column in there this year that wasn't there last year, the falls. Because as I was going through the report, it was like, God, there seems like there's a lot of falls. And so 18, there was like 20 falls. And that comes back to And I did not have time to go back and look, but I'd be 99% sure that most of those are related. And I use that term loosely because I'm one of them.
Breach.
So, and that kind of leads me to another, and I think I said it the last time, if we do a nursing home or elderly housing or something, our calls are gonna go 300 to 400 more.
I think we know we don't want to do anything without you guys.
Right,
Sure.
we're just asking to keep us up,
Absolutely.
keeps us up. Okay, we received the chassis. I think it's gonna be an interesting time if they close off Thunder Hills and Cox Springs this spring. It's gonna make it more dangerous for us because we could be going code one all the way through town.
Can't get out.
It'll be the only way to go. But
I think there's still discussion on that, that it's not a done deal.
done deal.
There's city officials and
Yeah.
everybody have to meet up and
Well,
I don't know when it's gonna happen, but it's.
Yeah, it was a little.
my opinion on Cox Springs is they messed it up bad. They did not do that right. When you come out there, you can't see a car that's behind the guy in turn lane.
I think that's.
You used to be able to, but it was shorter. And so it didn't hurt as much. Now it's so long
There's.
that it hides them. I think if they'd have taken that off road further to the north,
Right.
it would have helped a lot.
They have options that are coming. We got a DOT plan. The city just received that just last week or two or so that there's options that are coming down the road. It's just a matter of what option. It comes down to money. It comes down to a lot of different things. Yes, in time. It does. Yeah. So there are things happening and behind the scenes.
I'm just gonna jump in.
Yeah.
I would have talked a little bit about this when we get to the mayor's report.
There we go.
We are in the process of setting a meeting with the DOT. Right now, potential dates are next week, either Tuesday or Friday. I will let them know that we're planning on having input. I mean, and if you're available, I can let you know when it
Please,
gets set.
please. Marcy has my email.
So that we have you two gentlemen involved because this is your domain.
This is significant.
Yeah.
I know when a year ago, they came up with a questionnaire and I filled it out. And it's like everybody in the fire department says, do not let your kids go that way.
Right.
Yeah.
It's bad. And the last few accidents we've had there that were there, that I was able to talk to the drivers, they all said the same thing. There was somebody in the tournament.
Yeah, something needs to be done. Put it that way.
Yep, definitely. So,
Patience.
yeah, I would like to be involved.
People just need to have patience.
Well, 100%, that's part of it too.
It's all great. It's all well and good, but.
Yep. So the only other thing I'd like to get the discussion started on is the security system at the firehouse.
Okay.
There are no outside cameras anymore. On the firehouse.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
I know they haven't worked for 2 or 3 years, but
Talking about one in Peosta versus one in Centralia or no?
Peosta.
In Peosta.
Yeah. There were, I think, what was there, Mike? 1 or 2 cameras?
There is
outside?
Dean, 1, 2,
There's 2 for sure.
2 for sure.
Okay, so they're no longer working. And the other thing, from our standpoint, we don't care about the cameras on the outside. That's your guys' thing. We're having a problem is 2 out of the 3 keypads, if it gets wet out, they don't work. And so then there's only 1. And it's getting wore pretty bad. I've redone it a couple times and keep it working. So we were looking at doing the keypads with like a fob or a card pass. So then like your guys, whoever needed to be there, they'd have a card, there'd be a record of who was in there. Part of this is because we're concerned with security on the drug boxes that are in the ambulance. And I had gone and gotten some prices from CMD, used to be, can't remember who it used to be.
CMD, security had to be.
Yeah, it used to be Security Products.
Security.
And just trying to figure something out to do the keypads, one of them to have like the doorbell ring thing on it, because we thought we keep getting stuff from, you guys keep having to get stuff from FedEx and whatever. We could give a card to those guys and put it on the door where there's a camera so you could see what they were doing and whatever. And then just a regular key fob or pass with no eyes or anything with the other two. That amount was like $11,000. But what's in there is pretty antiquated, so that was replacing the main system. I was going to run the wire. I used to do that all the time, so I was gonna run the wire and stuff, so then that saved like $1,200 out of that whole thing. But
How current a number is that? Like,
pardon?
how current a number did you get this? This 11,000.
Look. And if somebody wants it, they can have this bid I got. I just have, there's other things on it.
Okay.
Because we had looked at if, I don't want cameras on the inside, but we had looked at putting cameras in the ambulance, which they've done in the view, but that's really expensive. So we would just as soon control access if we could.
Okay.
So that 11,000, is that strictly for changing out the door locks then? Like if that does not include the camera system?
That's no cameras. Because
Just
we weren't interested.
Other than the doorbell camera.
Pardon?
Other than the doorbell camera?
Other than the doorbell camera, yeah.
That just
So
includes replacing the keypads on and
that's the keypads, but it replaces the whole main controller too, because right now it's 3 separate controllers. And then you could tie it into a computer so you could see who logged in, who logged out, that type.
Mike, do you think that, I don't recall who did the one for City Hall and PC.
Same
Is that,
company.
is it the same? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well, in fact, he was confused. He did this to the city originally.
Yeah.
So he redid it to
Okay.
be to.
Essentially, it's the same. He's asking for the same system door access we have currently. It's Continental Access. I'm assuming is probably what he's looking at. I'm doing that, and that's just a complete guess, right, Mike?
Yeah, pretty.
And basically the same kind of keypad that we can.
I don't know if Continental is right. It's the
That's
right
what-
brand, but it doesn't matter what it is.
Right.
So just be a scanning to get in, no,
Just-
without a keypad. It would replace the keypad.
Yeah, well, we were gonna leave the keypad too, just in case
Yeah.
people need.
Mike, is that something that they would go into your system? Like, would they use the same software system that you use to set everybody up?
Some CMD did it, I'm
Would that
sure.
be separate?
No, it would be the same thing. I mean, if he went with it, I don't know if he wants to go in with the cities or if he wants to maintain his own because I mean, he's looking at another 40, 50 people that he could be putting into the system. So
Gotcha. Okay, I wasn't sure how that works.
Yeah, software wise, you'd want to separate it out from your people.
Do you have a request of council? I'm trying to direct you to a request.
Okay, I got that. I would request that the council look at doing a new security system in the firehouse.
We've been kind of doing our little offset discussion while we're up here and kind of feel like that seems like something we should be able to get done.
Okay.
And just, we're right in the middle of putting the budget, so
We appreciate that.
no, we appreciate you.
Does somebody want this?
Why don't you give that to Marcy? Yes.
Okay. And it's got a number on there and the guy's name, so,
Yep, we just will take it for the bid for budgeting.
yeah. Yeah.
Too.
I kind of strongly feel along with that though,
Your scan.
just a security system on the door. I think the cameras would be beneficial down there.
Last.
We've had
Outside or inside?
outside.
Okay.
especially toward the park and
Yeah, we can.
We've had some.
I think
through the budget here. We can go through.
Yeah.
I think we can get an vote to what
Very close.
there.
Marcy,
Hmm?
put a note on there to look at also adding some cameras.
On the outside.
On the outside.
Yeah.
But for the park.
Yeah, I think there was one in the back and one on the east
One
side.
on the east side.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I believe one
And
in
then
the back.
one in the back. I think.
But I mean, we've had some ongoing occurrences that take place in the bathroom in there and.
Yeah, especially the bathroom, you're right. You're 100% right.
Yep.
Could you just replace the ones that are there, or would you have to run?
I wasn't familiar with the fact that the current ones that are there, I did not know that worked. So,
we tried monkeying with them and there was.
I'm sure they're in the fight.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're in the
I
fight.
would certainly
We've
not
extended
use the
like-
cameras because you're not gonna get the definition and you will have to do.
So, yep,
So
definitely put that in there.
that's all I have this time, unless you guys have questions for me.
Thanks.
One other thing, just to remind people that 1st of February is our breakfast.
Oh.
So.
Yes.
Do you have something that we can put in the news? Well, I won't make the newsletter, but we can put it out on Facebook anyway.
Newsletter probably put it out before.
You know, what would be helpful to me sometime, maybe everybody else already knows this, like a executive summary, 2-minute version of how the fire department is funded, where your sources of funding come from, tax and other, and
Funny you
educate
ask.
us.
Something you asked.
I'm also a trustee for Center Township. But every year we have to do a report to the trustees of the townships that we protect. Why don't I just
That'd be
send
awesome.
one to you guys too?
Perfect.
It has our budget
Yep.
and everything. So
And they've forwarded a copy of their budget in the past.
Good.
So it's
Just
gonna
for our
forward it to me, then I
education,
can
I think
get it.
yeah.
So one thing to remember is that we are one entity, but we're actually two. The firemen, ourselves, our breakfast, our auction, anything else we do fundraising, we actually run and own the ambulance. Even though titled and everything to the main department, but that's something that the firemen have done forever. And so that's why we have these fundraisers. And we're about to order another new ambulance, so.
Great.
So,
Just one last thing on behalf of everyone here and in the town, the Christmas parade, always fantastic.
thank you.
Yeah, everybody loves it. They can't get enough of it.
Yep.
They want you to do like 7 laps.
Didn't know if we were gonna get it done this year.
Yeah, no, I appreciate the nod to safety as well, so.
Yeah. Yep. So, plus it's really cold sitting up.
Yeah, same thing.
Thanks, Chief.
Twice.
Thanks, Chief. All right. Next up, we have planning and zoning recommendations.
I hadn't had a chance to really talk with Kathy last night. I know they had a meeting and they were trying to work on finalizing things. I'm not sure where they're at with that, if they're ready to make a recommendation quite yet. So it's on the next council meeting.
Okay. Engineering, I know that Steve not here.
Steve sent over the report I put out there for you. I asked him to do that after we had a chat yesterday.
Yeah, so yeah, if you want to share that you did meet with Stephen Bennick.
Yep. So I met with Steve and Ben because I just kind of reached out about the traffic study that we talked about. To kind of see where they're at with that. They kind of put a pause on it because the whole DOT with the project that they were working on, they didn't want to double dip and be charging us for doing something the DOT was already putting together. They can move forward with it at any time, that we just kind of give them the green light, but we kind of said we might want to hold off a little bit longer just to kind of see where the discussions go. So we just kind of talked a little bit about some of the other projects that are where we're at with those as far as, you know, timeline a little bit. I think that I didn't read all of his report, but we talked about some timelines just for that I could get a better idea on some budgeting items for next year. He did mention that there's going to be an amendment coming for the water tower piece for their work on that. And then there's some things we don't have necessarily a contract on. And I need to get with Dean to talk a little bit about the GIS mapping and things. So again, I didn't have a chance to look too closely because I was out for part of the day at his report, but that was just kind of good to touch base with him so I can get those numbers on the budget. Estimates anyway, best guesses. And Russ was there for a little bit of the meeting too, so.
That was very good, just to kind of get caught up on some things.
Will Steve, do we know if, well, I would assume we'll invite Steve to come for a DOT discussion.
We're gonna
These things are
hard to have a very good contingent page. ECIA reached out and definitely wants to be involved. So everybody's hearing the same thing. So it's not, we have a meeting with 4 people,
Yeah, yeah.
but 25 people need to know what's going on. So It hopefully will be, and he's in it, and they want to include the county. So it does extend beyond just city of Peosta. So county and, go over all the options. I think we all know what all the options could be. The price tags for them and how that gets divvied up, how much, can DOT take on? Is there, what can the city do? That's gonna be the question, and that's where, it always comes down to funding, unfortunately. If you could just wave your magic wand and put the interchange in, and we wouldn't even talk about it anymore, so.
But definitely after that discussion, I think we should probably have them finish the traffic study.
Oh, yeah,
Part of the scope of that was looking at the east-west connectors.
yeah.
That would all come together.
Yep.
That load on Peosta Street is gonna be dependent on whatever direction.
We talked a little bit about that, some ideas that he had too, to try to help with flow, so.
Yeah.
Especially if we close and it's gonna be that much more flow, so. we need to-
get this.
Right, yeah, if we don't have a frontage road, yeah. There's gonna be early morning and 3 o'clock is already.
It's gonna be a negative impact on any industrial growth in town.
Right.
I mean.
I agree.
considering
That was
South
my first
Highway.
thought. Those roads closed before there's frontage access. We might as well
Yeah,
say goodbye to
yeah,
development
for
for
over
5+
comes
years.
to a halt.
Right.
That'll just squelch it.
Yep. So all those things are ongoing, so we'll have, kind of get a clearer picture. I think that's definitely top of it. Development. Under there. Well. So we've got resolution to request abatement of accrued property taxes exemption from future taxes on property owned by the city of Peosta for public use and public purposes within the city limits of Peosta. Questions on what this is? Marcy, you want to give a little?
I don't know a lot about it, other than
synopsis?
property that was given back to us or donated back to the city that we now have to abate the taxes, so we don't have to pay property taxes on our own property. So I know that the county board of supervisors meets, and then they, like, once a quarter, they will go through, so we'll send those all to them to get them all abated, so we don't get tax bills.
And we've done this by resolution.
Oh, yes,
In the
multiple
past.
Yep.
There's no map what location this actually is.
It's
My assumption is this the Callahan properties.
no, this is
Just
came out of
Thunder
Thunder Valley, CrossFit Development.
Lot D of Thunder Valley.
Lot D of Thunder Valley Estates, number 3. I remember we talked about it. Yeah.
Is that the one? Is that one right next to Darkbird?
I think lot D might be on the south side
Okay.
of the stormwater crossing, south side of Thunder Valley.
Okay. So it's kind of right at that.
So it'd be between
Right.
the coffee shop and the first
First set of apartments.
Mhm,
Yeah, kind of.
On the south side.
on the south side. I'm pretty sure that's lot D.
But we already have been conveyed the property, right? So we
Yeah,
might as well
there's-
start this thing
Yeah,
rolling.
Right, yeah, the deed is there, the recorded deed is there as well.
Yeah.
So that's what the part that.
So now we're just saying, hey, we want.
We're
We
just
already
going
own
out
it,
and
we need
petition
to,
the
we already
county
own it, we need to
suspend
abate it, so we don't have to pay property taxes on it.
I'll make motion for resolution to request abatement of accrued property taxes and exemption for the future of taxes on property owned by city of Peosta for public use and public purposes within the city limits of city of Peosta. Second that.
Brian, I. Jim, I.
And was that you that second?
Yes. No.
No, Jim.
Jim did that.
Jim, okay, sorry. Thank you.
Motion carries. So next up, we have resolution approving pay application number 1 submitted by Gronin Restoration for the Kelly Oaks Park Pavilion project.
Yeah.
Stacy, do you have to send me and make this over?
Yeah, we looked it over, the architects looked it over to make sure, we actually got a copy before this, that went back to the architects, that he changed some things on it. So yeah, no, I'm good. I don't know if you.
They made a nice progress this fast.
Yeah, we need a motion to approve the resolution to approve the pay.
I'll make a motion to approve the resolution 2026-02 to approve pay estimate number 1 submitted by County Restoration for the Cali Oaks Park Pavilion project.
I'll second.
John, I.
Ben, I.
Brian, I.
Jim, I.
Motion carries. Next up, we have resolution appointing a member to the Peosta Zoning Board of Adjustments, Greg Nay.
I assume he's agreeable.
That's my understanding. Yeah, I thought that maybe he was gonna be here too.
Yeah, I thought he was maybe gonna be here, but.
Yeah.
So. Okay. So we'll just need to approve the resolution. Part of the Board of Adjustments.
I will make a motion to approve resolution 2026-03, appointing a member to the Peosta Zoning Board of Adjustments, Greg Mank.
I'll second.
John, I.
Ben, I.
Brian, I.
Jim, I.
Motion carries.
And order to close. A public hearing.
Oh, we're here. Resolution setting a public hearing for. Can't read tonight.
You're just bringing that ordinance back.
Is that the one that we're at? Okay.
Yep.
Resolution to set a public hearing to allow laying hens within the city of Peosta. We want to have a small discussion.
I don't know if these guys haven't weighed in on it yet. I had a question maybe for my city council people to contemplate. I'm pretty supportive of everything that's here. The one question that was raised for me the last time we discussed it was, what about the property owners adjacent to somebody that then gets a permit and does it? And, do we consult or to ask them? So I've added some different ideas around in my mind. And I feel like I need to bring them up tonight in case we decide we want to adjust any of this before we vote on it again. But in permit requirements, we've explored ideas like, so the first permit that somebody gets, they get some sort of sign off from their neighbors or something that they're doing it with awareness, they're fine with it. Then my thought process is future times that property moves, you buy a property adjacent, somebody has a hand tractor or whatever, you're buying it with full knowledge, or you're buying the property that has it, you're buying it with full knowledge. It's sort of like this first time it's implemented. Do we care? Do we consult about the property owners that are around? Now, some of the people that are here and that were here advocating for this before said, they had their neighbors speak up in support. So I don't know if it's that big of a deal, but I do feel like I want to at least voice the voice of the adjacent property owners. Do they have a voice in this or not? It's a question.
And I guess the question that comes out of that is, I've got 4 property owners around me. Do all 4 of them have? I'm just throwing a hypothetical out there. Do all 4 of them have to sign off for the first, because any
one person could veto if you did that.
Right.
I mean,
Is
that's 50%.
So is there and then if you allow it to happen, that you let 2 people said no and 2 people said yes, now you've got 2 people who weren't mad.
Yeah, and the countervailing argument is it's somebody's property and they, can do with it what they want. But it's obviously it's in city limits. And
I struggle, and I think about this a lot lately, is I struggle with the fact that if someone moves into a house in a city, is there a certain amount of expectation of not having livestock next to them? Now, what is livestock? I don't know. I mean, that's kind of what I'm thinking. And I'm struggling to get past that.
By our ordinance, this is livestock.
So we change it. Yeah.
Right.
Unless we change it. Yeah.
That's where my mind's at. We're living in a city setting. What's the expectation of?
And that's how I got to the thought process about adjacent property owners, having a voice at the beginning when somebody gets permitted. Because after that, the properties are changing hands. People are selling, they're buying.
Right.
Next to other properties, they can view what's going on there. They're doing it with full knowledge. It's not like somebody's changing something on them, be that in the city or outside of the city.
I just don't, I personally think we're inviting issues when someone moves in. I didn't see it, didn't notice it.
Maybe,
I get it.
but-
I mean, I'm just,
I'm like, well, you bought the property.
I've heard of enough people in Dubuque, Asbury, that either are near chicken or, laying hens, and I haven't heard many catastrophic issues come up yet,
I
so.
agree.
I think the way we've got the ordinance written with assistance, that we allow for if it is an issue that we can definitely go in and say, this needs to be cleaned up, or you're gonna have your permit revoked and you're not gonna be allowed. I mean, there's the backside of this says, yes, you can do it, but you have to follow these rules that we have set up. And if you don't, then no, you can't do it.
there's some teeth behind it.
Yeah, it's not just go ahead and put some chickens up.
And the size limit honestly is modest. It's like 6. Founding communities and things are anywhere from 8 to 10 to unlimited.
Okay.
So
But you have to, if you're doing any sort of construction or something to your house, do you have to have neighbors okay that as well? I know,
If it's within a certain amount of the boundary line, I'm guessing.
well, like, just when I lived in Dubuque, I put an addition on the house and I had to get the surrounding neighbors to okay the addition before I could do it.
What's the addition going
If it would be an objection to the covenants maybe or something of that sort.
it have to be like a homeowner association thing, because I don't know how.
Yeah,
This- this-
but otherwise, as far as just a general standard permit is, if you're gonna put a storage shed up in the backyard or something of sort of the deck, no, that's.
This was an addition onto the house. Yeah, the city made me get okay from
We don't have.
all property owners.
They just need a permit at that point.
Yeah, apply for the permit and.
That's why I
No,
just wondering
not
that,
approval from the neighbors, no.
I kind of like the idea of getting, not necessarily permission from your neighbors, but yeah, otherwise,
I don't know that we want to give one adjacent property owner the ability to, veto somebody's ability to do it. But I'm just trying to figure out how do we get other people's awareness so it's not like, hey, you didn't tell us. And
Maybe we could possibly put something in there that when they get their permit, that there's been notification made. Not necessarily approval, but notification.
True.
If that would suffice to what, I may not like it, but my neighbor's getting chickens. And I don't have a say in it, but at least I know it's going to be there.
Like disclosure. Yeah.
So. The question.
If you want more discussion, we can,
Well, I think.
because it was there.
I think before we set a public hearing, it's possible here that if we want to change this, I mean, it's only fair that the discussion follow, instead of having a discussion and then, well, we changed it since you last saw it. So do we want to have a discussion?
And this one's not changed since we voted on it last. And it was
Correct.
a 3-2. It was kind of close and borderline.
And I don't want to just, keep kicking it way
I don't
down the
either.
road, but do we want to have it on for another discussion on the 27th?
Discussion or public hearing?
No, because I think if we are going to, I don't want to have a public hearing set if we're
going to change it.
Because right now,
Because it's like-
if we set the public hearing today,
They're coming.
this is what they're looking at.
Comments
This is
on
what
this
it's,
ordinance.
and if we change
That's what we
it and
did.
add in
Whatever.
then that opens up another discussion that maybe the John Q. citizen hasn't seen it. You know what I'm saying? So if we put in there that you need to have your neighbors sign off on it, they didn't see that, they're just discussing everything else, and we approve it, and they go, wait a minute.
We agreed something.
Yeah,
I see what you're saying.
yeah, so if we're going to further discuss it, I do not want to set a public hearing at this.
You just take no action on that and then bring it back.
That's fair. I mean, I'd rather do it right.
So
Try to get this done before spring.
let's just.
Like,
Let's have a discussion, Marcy, on the 27th, add that into the agenda.
Okay.
And then with the,
Everybody can think.
with everybody having some input, and if we want to change it at that time, we can have a follow-up with change the ordinance or set the ordinance with new, and set a public hearing possibly at that time for.
We could just set if we're gonna make any changes, we could set the public hearing to happen in February, the second meeting in February.
Yes.
And I have my comment from our neighbors and other people that are here, especially what your thoughts are in that regard. Like, how could we include adjacent property owners in a reasonable way without having them necessarily have a veto power on the whole thing?
It seems like a pretty big burden to put on the hen owners to
It
get
does.
permission from.
Correct.
You might have 4 or 5 neighbors around you that.
It does.
Some probably if people don't want them, then you've got neighbors that were getting along and now they're not. I'm just saying,
Fences make good neighbors.
fences make good neighbors. So I think we're gonna take no action on that tonight, and we'll put it on for
Ideas.
and bring your ideas. And that brings us to citizen comment for anything that anyone wanted to approach and talk to council about this evening that was not on the agenda for this evening.
I mean, do I have to go up here?
Yes, you know the rules.
Try not to.
This guy Alex that comes in usually.
I know, he's usually my gatekeeper. He like hold her back. I just talking about the chicken,
Address please on.
715 Birch Ridge North.
Thank you.
Just with like the chickens, I have a couple $1,000 chicken mansion that we have in our backyard. I currently am rehabbing my sister's chicken, one of them, but maybe I shouldn't say that, but in general, you know, my question is like, when you're trying to get the neighbors, blessing, it's like, does a neighbor have to come to me when they get a couple German Shepherds
That's a good point.
next to
Great
me,
point.
like,
Yep.
it seems like it's a lot of energy suck for you guys to keep bringing this back to the table, and I don't think it's that hard. I mean, I think chickens were allowed in up till 2022, right?
Correct.
So that we built our
Livestock.
chicken mansion in COVID years. So like, what do you do? What do you do with that? Do you get grandfathered in, so I don't think it was a big issue then. I don't know why they took it away. I don't know if anybody that, but I just think that it's something that I think you guys have bigger things to worry about. So it's just my.
Just out of fairness, it got tabled because we knew that council was gonna be changing over. It was
Sure.
split, so it was supposed to come back after the first year, so now it's here. I agree, we need to get it done.
Thank you, son.
And move on to something.
1,000,000%.
I don't really know what I'm gonna say, but Christador, 605
605.
Elm Street. Yes, I do have chickens and they are my babies. They're my pets. They're not livestock. I wouldn't consider them livestock. Truly, if you've never met like a pet chicken or chicken, come on over to my house and hang out with them. They're the sweetest things that you can say, come here, and it will come follow you. It's just the sweetest thing. And thinking about what you guys had put together in the past, I mean, I think it sounds very reasonable. Like, you have to maintain your coop and keep your yard in good standings. I mean, I think that in itself, if your neighbors have worries about that, they can call you guys or call whoever and express their concern, and you guys can look it over. I do think, I mean, my neighbors all love our chickens and you get their eggs. But it's hard to, put that, like Stephanie was saying, responsibility on.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, very good. Thank you.
That's a
Yeah.
fair point.
Item 161, Sullivan. I do have a chicken question, but I have several others, just questions that came out of the meeting. That's kind of why I wanted to come today. So how many offices do we have?
We have 5.
5?
Total.
And that's the number we've had, somebody left, or is that an additional?
No, it's not.
officer
We've always had 5.
We've always had-
Replacing somebody except another position.
That left before?
Yes. Yep.
Here. And so everybody has a vehicle? How does that
No,
work?
so we have 4 vehicles.
4? Okay. They don't take it home or
They
anything
do.
like Dubuque does. Okay.
Nope.
Are they required to live in the city of Peosta?
No, they're
Or
not.
they have to live in a certain radius of Peosta?
But I mean, there's no requirement
Okay.
other than to get to work.
Okay. Planning and zoning, are there multiple quotes that are always gotten like $11,000? Seem to be really expensive. He gave one quote from one business. Do you get or require like 2 or 3 and then you look at those options? I would
Our
just,
policy is multiple quotes. That's probably just gives us a budgetary number.
okay. So then you'll get and request other quotes for that, I would imagine.
If they're available, if the companies are available to get them.
Okay, and you
Or
stay
local
right here, if
contractors.
it's not in Dubuque, would you reach out to somebody in Cedar Rapids or, you know what I
And that's a
mean?
possibility.
Yeah,
We try to stay local, but I mean,
yeah,
but I mean, otherwise.
and I agree with that too, but if there's,
We've had a few instances
Other
in the last
options.
couple of years where on a given project, we've only been able to find like one person, one quote.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And
But
everybody wants to
the
work.
policy is 2 or 3 quotes depending on the size.
And the thing we need to, take into consideration as well is reaching out too far. A lot of businesses anymore charge trip charges
Right, right.
and they can get pretty extreme.
About everything.
Absolutely. And that's something that we've been noticing on our pump companies that the travel time and trip charges, is almost half the cost of, the maintenance that
Yeah.
takes place.
Well, I wanted to comment to you, Dean, especially with the 18 inches of snow we got. I thought the streets were in excellent
Thank you.
condition, better than, we've lived here 5 years now, and this was the best winter we've had, I think. You did a great job keeping set up. The DOT meeting you talked about, so I was gonna ask some questions about that.
Okay.
My husband and I were about 3 minutes behind those 2 accidents on Fox.
Yep.
So it just it shocked both of us for one thing, but so the DOT meeting you're setting up is the public? You had mentioned in the TH
It's
article,
not.
but you had mentioned in the
I
TH
did.
article, you wanted to get residents involved.
Right.
So, and you folks gave me the name of Hector Call, because I had mentioned a light slowing down the speed. After we saw those accidents, what can possibly be done? And I don't know, Annette sent me Hector's phone number,
Right.
like me, one person, but
So
I
you're
just
one
wanted
of,
to voice
one
because
of-
we were so close to it. It
Yeah.
just really scared us.
this meeting is more an informational gathering with the city leaders here, the county, ECIA, just
Public safety.
public safety people. So it's not really here's ideas. It's just to hear about their ideas, because we've got a report that's about this thing.
They've released a report.
And you
it's
can
kind of-
access it, I think.
Yeah, they said at the library and.
Or, I don't know, even maybe.
There's a digital version.
KCRG or something, but yeah, so there's a lot, and it's a lot of stuff that we've already talked about. Is it lights? Is it closing the median? Is
Slowing the
it,
speed.
well, yeah, slowing the speed is another thing. I mean, and those things are all in there. It's just what are gonna be the best, best options. So we just want to get a better understanding from the DOT where their mindset is, not just look at a report, have a discussion. So, and then from there, because we've gotten a lot of input. There was the meeting that was at Dartbird a couple weeks ago.
Well, I saw that 2 days before Christmas Eve. It was, the timing probably wasn't.
Well, I think when
Media calls, you go.
Yeah, it was because KCRG asked to get people together to
Yeah.
talk.
Yeah.
So that was
We
when
didn't
they,
schedule that.
yeah, it was just and it wasn't a city, it was a citizen who put that together.
Huh.
So,
Well, I saw the report on KCRG not too many days ago.
yeah,
And then the report that was in the TH, it seemed like there were 2 different stories going on. That Hector said,
At least.
by spring, we're gonna close these roads.
and that was in error.
Yeah,
That came out.
well, that's good,
That's
because
good.
then the TH story completely contradicted.
That
what
was-
he
that
said
was-
On the news.
Yeah, he was not happy either that came out.
He said,
Yeah, it was kind of bizarre, and just because we were there,
Sure,
been
yeah.
close to us.
And to Annette's point, as far as referring you to the DOT, of course, we want everybody that has a concern to talk to the DOT, because they hear from us day in, day out. And if we have 2,000 citizens of Peosta coming in saying their concerns, that's 2,000 more people that will
I think people are talking more about it on the street when I go to the mailboxes and stuff. Everybody's talking about it.
Give them
But then nobody's here. You know, just.
And honestly, the media attention helped us, I think, to align and get attention, and the report got released. I'm sure it was close to done, but that's, to me, is to our advantage
Yeah.
that we got that kind of PR
Yeah.
because it drove some things. So.
Well, that's good. I won't, I've got just a couple more. So Kelly Oaks, the path that goes through the park.
Yep.
Was that plowed? Do you plan on ever plowing that? Cause it's nice to walk in there in the winter.
We've had multiple discussions on that, at park board meetings. Right now, with what we have for staffing, we don't feel that we're capable of providing that trail as part of a walk path in the winter time.
What about any of the owners that border this?
There's also safety concerns.
Yeah, absolutely.
Safety
I mean,
concerns, liability.
Oh.
That was one of the biggest, concerns was safety. I mean, there's some pretty good inclines out there, and regardless if we plow it, it's gonna be a matter of salting it as well. And then, do we kill the vegetation with the salt because the trail, how narrow it is?
Well, I guess we.
So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of concerns out there, and there's definitely has been multiple conversations that took place on that.
We got a couple of those here in the council too. So.
We did. Yep, it's time.
Snowshoes.
The bird.
I mean, that's something we could ask the neighborhood out there too. I
Why
mean,
not?
that's,
Somebody's
yeah,
got a big
absolutely.
blower. It's like, go blow it open. Those are pretty big homes with big, do you live there, John?
We're not gonna go back.
It's just a really nice calming place to walk.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because there are no
Yeah,
sidewalks
comments.
where we walk and so we're in,
Working on it.
anyway.
Working on the sidewalks.
With this, hen thing, do they have to build their enclosures within so many feet of a property line? What are the rules about that? Can they build it right on a property line? Okay,
Nothing setbacks and adjacencies to other properties.
okay,
So it's in the,
Be located at least 25 feet from the neighboring dwelling, home or apartment.
Yeah,
5 feet from
This thing is.
the rear of property.
okay.
In the agenda
Take a look.
online, yeah.
And is there anything about bird flu with that? Just because my niece had, random geese that are infected would fly in and killed all their domestic chickens. I don't know, they had to kill them. It was just something that happened to us personally, so you can't control wildlife that fly in.
by nuisance complaints, odor, noise, pests. My opinion, if something like that might fall under that. The city would have the
Well,
ability to
bird
work
flu
with
is
the
a
owner.
different situation until it transmits to humans.
You have covenants, your covenants would supersede, I believe.
Right, yeah, if you're in a homeowner covenant, that would, you have to look at that and supersede.
We got covenants on ours, we can't.
Our neighborhood, there's covenants yet.
Really?
Yeah.
Or development, so even some developments in the
This
city.
one has covenants yet too, Parkview.
all of AJ's developments had them.
And I think they
I'm
all.
not saying that they're not expired.
They all got voted back in.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't think we can have them over on Solomia. They're not in our,
Well,
they're
you
not in
have
our
covenants
covenants.
over there, what is it?
I don't know how that works with that then. How your city over supersedes our local,
That's
Covenant of the city.
what we're saying.
so
You
the,
have homeowner covenants, those
Covenant.
would supersede,
what the council
yeah,
decided
you
that the
have
city. All
homeowner stuff and you have city subordinated to that.
right, thank you.
Thanks, Dan.
Thank you.
Anyone else at this time? Go ahead and close citizen comment and I will do a motion to adjourn.
I will make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second it.
John, I.
Ben, I,
Brian,
Jim, I.
We're adjourned. For you, Jim. Oh. I didn't notice. Yeah.
they